There's a burning truth that no one talks about openly enough. A secret, almost sinister, that hides in plain sight while the world keeps pushing comfort, rules, and safe progress. Have you ever felt it? That nagging feeling that your work, your effort, your passion isn't getting the justice it deserves? That despite all the late nights, the risks taken, the bucks invested, the speeches given, you're still stuck with returns that don't really reflect the power of what you set out to do? This isn't your fault. It's the world's fault, blind to the real value that radical purpose creates. People keep measuring success by numbers on screens and quarterly charts, forgetting that the true return comes from something deeper and more explosive, the kind of purpose that rattles bones, that breaks chains, that rewires everything. Radical purpose isn't just a nice phrase tossed around boardrooms or marketing decks. It's the fuel for transformation. It's what takes a founder from fire to wildfire, an investor's money from zero to legend, and a leader's vision from forgotten to unstoppable. Yet somehow people still underestimate it, like it's a soft thing, an abstract ideal you can shake off when convenience calls. No way. Radical purpose is a tsunami underneath the calm ocean, unseen but molten with power. If you're stuck feeling like you're running in place, it's because the world hasn't tuned into your wave yet. But what if the return on purpose isn't just bigger, but so massive it can rewrite the game altogether? What if the pain you feel now, the grind, the confusion, the sacrifice, are making room for something so groundbreaking it's downright scary? The truth this world doesn't want you to see is that the systems we live in are built for average, for safe, for easy, not for the radical, not for the boundary pushers, not for the ones who won't settle for anything less than a revolution. The world will hand you a shiny rulebook, make you think that's freedom, and then quietly strip away your fire under a pile of tiny concessions. But those who dare to live on radical purpose have already felt that stripping, that burning sensation, the fire they can't forget and won't stop fighting for. And this fire is exactly what sets you apart. It makes you valuable, more valuable than the world can price. You are the rare, the exceptional, the misfit brilliance that the system pretends not to want. Because if the system acknowledged your worth fully, it would have to change. It would have to listen. And it is terrified of that. Look around. Founders who sacrificed everything but end up burnt out and unheard. Investors who want more impact but end up trapped in cycles of cautious bets. Leaders who shout about change but end up fitting into patterns designed to maintain the status quo. Their frustration is the silent scream of a world that refuses to measure the radical properly. But the good news is this. The return on radical purpose is not just myth or hope. It's real. It's waiting for those who refuse to accept the limits placed on them. It's waiting in the spaces between what is and what could be, the messy edges of innovation and rebellion where real impact blooms. Here's a powerful realization you need to sink into. Radical purpose doesn't play nice with tradition. It doesn't wait for permission. It breaks rules not for chaos, but to clear the path for something better. It doesn't conform. It creates. It doesn't follow maps. It charts new worlds. And yes, it demands massive courage, massive patience, and massive vision. Because you're not just building a business or leading a team, you're tearing down illusions and building new realities. That kind of work is exhausting, isolating, sometimes defeating. But it's also the kind of work that delivers returns you've never dared to dream of. A return that's less about immediate profits and more about legacy, about change that lasts beyond your lifetime. If you've felt unseen, misunderstood, or downright misaligned with the world around you, that's because you're operating on a wavelength few are ready to match. But isolation is not a curse. It's a signal. It tells you there's a space for you out there, a network, a tribe, a collective where that radical purpose isn't just tolerated, it's celebrated. Imagine plugging into a system not designed for the many, but engineered for the few who refuse to play small. A place where your fire finds fuel, your ideas find action, your vision finds allies. This is not a nice to have, it's your lifeline. Because changing the world means first changing who you listen to, who you trust, and how you connect. Many will tell you to tone it down, to scale slowly, to fit the mold. But if you listen closely, you'll hear the echo of your own truth screaming louder. No. No to mediocrity. No to shortcuts that kill soul. No to a world that rewards the comfortable and forgets the fierce. Your return isn't just the numbers in your bank account. It's the lives you touch, the systems you transform, and the energy you unleash. Radical purpose doesn't just bring a return. It shapes a new economy, a new language, a new way of being that cuts through noise and gets real results. Here's how to start unlocking that return right now. First, own your sovereignty. Your will is your weapon. Don't hand over your vision to anyone eager to mute it. Be fiercely selective about where your energy goes. Align only with those who burn as fiercely as you do. Skim off the distractions and energy vampires. Then, be ruthless in questioning everything. Break down your own beliefs about what's possible. Unlearn what you've been taught about limitations. Radical purpose lives in space no one dares to explore. The edges, the unknown, the misunderstood. Next, stop chasing the many and start focusing on the few. The few genuine connections, the few deep collaborations, the few aligned missions that multiply purpose instead of diluting it. It's here, in the network of the few, that power is amplified, not diluted. Every founder, every investor, every leader who shares that fire becomes a signal, a spark fueling the collective energy to disrupt what's broken. And most importantly, understand that this is not a quick fix. Radical purpose plays the long game. The kind of impact that rewires realities takes time. But don't blink. Don't waver. The return grows exponentially, like roots deepening underground before towering into the sky. Patience isn't passive here. It's a superpower. If the world's current economy measures success with narrow tools, measure yours with fire, resilience, and transformation. Measure it by how many people feel inspired to rise after meeting you. How many systems bend because your insistence won't let them stay the same. Measure it by the rarity of your alliances and the fierceness of your persistence. The return on radical purpose has been underrated, yes, but it's also been ignored because it scares those who want to keep things easy. You, however, are not here to be easy. You're here to break molds, rewrite rules, and build legacies impossible to erase. So refuse the false comfort. Reject the dull safety. Burn brighter, aim higher, connect deeper. You don't have to do it alone. A new era is waiting for those who see beyond the illusion. The era where individuals transcend borders, systems, identities, to create not just wealth but real freedom. That freedom that comes from being sovereign, from owning your story without apology, and from linking with the few who dare walk beside you on this wild, challenging, amazing path. Radical purpose is your power. Radical purpose is your path. The return on it isn't coming. It's already here if you choose to claim it. No more underselling, no more hiding. Step into that fire and watch how everything you touch changes. It's time to stop waiting for permission, to stop settling for less than you know you're worth. Because when purpose is radical, the return isn't just profit, it's revolution.